You're listening to Mortgage Lending Mastery. Get the knowledge you need to advance your mortgage practice quickly and efficiently from Jen Duplessis, America's Mortgage Mastery mentor with over 37 years of experience and over $1 billion in lifetime fundings. Jen has been mentoring loan officers and realtors for over 15 years and speaking on stages across the globe. So settle in and get ready as Jen and her guests share their experience, passion, and strategies to help you crack the top producer code to reach new heights in your business. And now, here's your host, Jen Duplessis, Mortgage Mastery Mentor and head chick in charge of Kinetic Spark Consulting.
Hey there, and welcome back to this episode. I am so delighted to have my friend Lorna Sherland here of Accelerate Her. I'll get it right. Accelerate Her. She is, let me introduce you first, Lorna. She's a dynamic and influential speaker, a leader, a business strategist, a coach to female entrepreneurs, an author, and a real estate broker. So we're going to be talking about all kinds of fun things today in business. She has successfully connected buyers and sellers in real estate for over 23 years. And she dedicates her expertise to mentoring ambitious female entrepreneurs, helping them find the next best step to lead authentically and make more money through vetted connections and strategic partnerships. So welcome to the show. I'm delighted to have you here. And it's been a long time coming. We've had some technical and scheduling issues. We've had all kinds of fun stuff, but I'm so delighted to have you here. And, you know, one of the first things that I want to talk about is Accelerate Her. I want to get this over, right away. And that is that, and by the way, guys, I always say this, pay this forward, send this to your woman. And if you're a guy, listen in because you're going to learn something anyway, right? You're going to learn anyway. So just listen in. But so Accelerate Her, this is a community that you've grown. You do a couple of summits a year with this and bring, powerful women in to talk and help elevate other women, who are there as well, but then striving to get there too, which I love. I had a manager that once told me, a man manager that said, once you get to the ivory tower, you got to go down the elevator and grab new blood to bring it up.
Absolutely.
Right. To get new ideas and new perspectives and new trends, etc. So I love that you put this together, but why don't you tell us about Accelerate Her and when is your next one?
Okay. So, first of all, thank you, Jen, for having me here in your community. I appreciate you. I brag on you all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Because I met you, when I met you the first time, I just felt that connection and I was like, this is a lady I got to stay in touch with. Right.
Right.
So I appreciate your friendship. And Accelerate Her actually came about a funny story. Tell you real quick. And it's a lesson, by the way. I always give lessons in my stories. So last year I was at a mastermind and one of the ladies there is an attorney. Now, before then, I had the summit was called Empower Her, right?
Yeah.
I get to mastermind, and it's a tight mastermind, and she was super helpful. So she goes, "Lorna, tell me about your business." And I started telling her about Empower Her, how I'm developing this to empower female entrepreneurs to raise the bar, to serve more people, to give more. And she's like, she forwent all that I said about the business, and she said, "Did you trademark that name?" And I'm like, "What?
What's that?" No, I know. Right. Well, we don't think about it.
We don't think. That's my lesson, right? We don't think about it. We do these things and we don't think about it. So then she says, "Let me check." And she goes on her phone. Well, she's an attorney, so obviously she knew where to go, right? And in a matter of like 3 seconds, she was in the thing figuring out, somebody else has the name and they trademarked it. So she turns to me and she goes, "Well, I'm going to suggest you stop using that name right away."
Yeah.
Because if somebody else has your name and they trademarked it, there's a high probability that if they see you using that name, they can come after you if you're making revenue, income off of the name.
Everything.
They'll come at you for that money. So That day I was like, okay, no more. Then I sat and I thought about it. I thought about the women I still want to serve. Okay, what's the next level? Because in my world, when God closes a door and opens another one, it's always a better door.
Yeah.
So I sat there and I'm like, okay, this is all about empowerment. What's another word that I could use to have women see that there's another level, accelerate and faster, right? Because
Right,
that's my
right.
game.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about fast, sloppy. I'm talking about fast, right.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I came up with that name. The word accelerate came up and I just kept
Yeah.
the HER.
Yeah.
But that's how I stepped into the name
Oh,
because
that's so cool. Yeah.
somebody else was using the name I
Oh,
had
yeah.
before, which was
Yeah. Well,
Empower.
and I mean, this is something that we see in the female industry all the time is I empower women, empower, so you see the words, everywhere. But yeah, when you attach the her to it, then it becomes a whole different thing. So when you got Accelerate Her, did you go get it trademarked?
Not yet. I'm being
Laura,
honest. And I'm on here now, I better do it, right? Yeah. When I
lessons
checked
learned.
it,
Lessons learned. This story
first
is
of all, I know, right? So then another lesson, when you figure it out, go do the thing,
yeah,
right? Don't procrastinate. That's a good word for procrastination.
yeah,
And there's no excuse why I have not. I just fell into the comfort of, oh, nobody has it. And I'm like, I kept going, right? I kept,
yeah.
doing summits, master classes, building the brand. Well, I'm here to say that's a mistake. And once you get the name and you know that it's not somebody else is not using it, go ahead and trademark it right away. So
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a lesson.
absolutely.
And let me
Okay,
write it down
so
so I
so
don't
when
forget.
is your next Accelerate Her summit? And is there anything you want to tell people that are listening about what this summit is and why they would want to come?
So the Accelerate Her Summit is all about, as Jen said, elevating to your next level. One of the things I find, because I was there, right? When
Mhm.
you get to a certain level of success, you think that you've arrived. I'm Jamaican, so be
Yeah.
careful. It might just come out. Um,
It's okay. I love Jamaica.
you think you've arrived, right? We say that in Jamaica. Oh, you think you've arrived, right? And there's a tendency that that arrival gets you into a lull. What's that lull? Your comfort zone,
Hmm.
right? The
Hmm.
comfort zone of, oh, I have enough, or I have more than enough, and
Hmm.
it's good, right? I could
Yeah. Yeah.
travel, I could do this, I could do that. But what if you were meant for more? What if you were meant to give more? What if you were meant to be even more creative than you've been up
Yeah.
until now,
Yeah.
right? So all that is left dormant within you because you feel like you've arrived. So Accelerate Her is all about awakening the next level of your success, whatever that looks like for you, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's money, whether it's, more family, whether it's more giving, whether it's better friendships, whatever it looks like for you, you get to determine what success looks like for you. But there's another level to that because in the realm of that, you are here on a mission. You're here on a mission, and a mission is bigger than you. It's bigger than
Always.
you.
Always. Yeah. Yeah.
When me, I talk about it all the time. It might sound judgmental. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, right? Me, mine, for, and no more is typically what most people think, right? Me, mine, for. Oh, my kids are good, da da da, right? But there are other people out there who need you. You are on assignment, right? I know I'm on
Yeah.
assignment, which is why
Yeah.
I get up every day, right?
Yeah.
So just bringing people to that awareness that the mission is bigger than they can believe, and that the vision on the way to that mission, it can change. When you get to that level of success, that's the next question should be, what's
What's the next
next?
level? What's the next level? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and it takes a level of awareness. It takes a level of wanting to do more for yourself and community at large. And um, it takes a level of unselfishness. And that doesn't mean that you don't take care of yourself and your family, right? But it
Yeah,
just
I
means
know,
that
I
you get
totally,
to
yeah.
think a little bit more.
Yeah. And I think that this is important. I mean, gosh, you said a lot of funny things that have, stirred up some things in me. This is why I say above and beyond. I don't say success. I don't, because the beyond for everyone is different. And I think I mentioned this one time at one of your events, is that, when I was younger, I thought the definition of success was having a Montblanc pen. Do you remember those?
Wow.
Right. And
Yes.
they were $199 back then. And it was so much money. Now there's $600 or $599 now. And I wanted that pen so bad. And I remember writing with it so the Montblanc would show so my clients could see. And, and I was in the mortgage business. So, I was signing stuff and I was going, ooh, look at me. Until one day I pulled it apart and it spewed ink all over me. Right.
Wow.
It's like, this is not success. This is not my definition of success, right? And I think what you're saying about that is really good. The other thing is, there's this, it's called the 5 stages of success. And I don't use the 5th stage, it's formulation, concentration, momentum, and stability. And then the 5th is success. And I actually don't use that in anything that I share with my clients, because success is not a destination, it's a journey.
Right.
When you get to stability, you start reformulating, as you're talking about, right? And I think that's super key. So this is what She Accelerates is all about. Do you have a date for your next one?
I do not. However,
Okay,
I
that's
do
fine. We'll put a link for it.
yeah. So typically I have these, I was doing them once a month, and then I started doing them once a quarter. So we just finished the last one like 2 weeks ago. The intention is to have the next one. So we're September, October, November. So some places, I know it's the fall. And what better time to have it, right? Because it's preparation, it's prepping you for next year. So look out, we're coming back in November, late November, early December.
Okay, well,
Well,
we'll put a link for it so that you can change the dates and stuff. We'll have that link in the show notes and stuff for people to come through there. So, okay, so you had or have had a long career in real estate. How did you make the transition from, and I know you're still selling real estate and you're a broker, but how did you make that transition? You and I had a long conversation about this too, right? About the transition into coaching. Why did you want to make that transition into coaching, and how did you make that transition? Because there's a lot of people right now that are transitioning from corporate, a long career, into entrepreneurship. Give some tips and secret sauce.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, it was a wake-up call. I actually came into the coaching world because of a burnout. Actually, I remember I was driving one, I think it was a Friday. It was a Friday evening, and I was doing a ton of valuations, BPOs for the banks, right? Because I had a lot of bank clients on top of that. Was a new so let me reverse. Let me go back a little bit so I give context. When the market crashed,
the Great Recession,
the Great Recession, right? Let me tell you, we were doing well in Orange County, New York, and it was like a spiritual experience for me, because while everybody else was going out of business, I sat in my office one day. I'm like, what else can I do? Okay, can solve a problem. There's a problem here. What can I do to solve it? I remember I was on YouTube and this guy says, "Do you want mailbox money?" And I'm like, hell yeah.
I call that inbox money now, but yes, I do.
Right? Yeah. So he goes, "Well, you got to do valuations to the bank." So, and he did a spiel, and he gave out, for us to watch the video, he gave out a free list of all the banks that you could apply to become this valuation agent. So I'm sitting there and I'm going, that's easy. I mean, we look at houses every day. You know the area. This is like a no-brainer for me. And I built that BPO division in my my independent, wasn't in Remax or anything like that, independent company. I built that BPO business up to I think it was when I stopped doing it, it was close to COVID. up to $15,000 a month on
Yeah.
$30 BPO orders.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow. Yeah.
$15,000
Yeah.
gross revenue. At the
Yeah.
end of the and at the beginning, I was doing all the driving. I was doing all of the inspections. And I remember that day when I was driving down Route 32 in Modena, New York, and I was so tired, Jen. I was so tired.
Right. I know that.
And I felt myself, I felt
Mhm.
myself dozing off, right? And I was, but I felt it all the way back. But when I got to like the cross section, I'm looking at it while I'm talking to you. I got to the cross section, right? And I just blinked my eyes for a quick second. And I fell asleep. And I
Mm.
woke up just in time to get control of the car and pull over, right?
Yeah.
I sat there and I said to myself, oh my God, I did not come to this country to work so hard to kill myself. And I
Yeah.
sat there and I thought about it.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, this is not working. This is not working for me. And that's when I realized burnout, plateau. This was a plateau for me. This was like, you know, you go up on the hill and then you're tired and then now you're flat. This was flat. Because who
Yeah.
falls asleep in the middle of the day at the
Yeah.
wheel?
Oh, yeah.
Not unless you have
Yeah.
some kind of sickness, right?
Right.
I was perfectly healthy.
Yeah. Just
And
but
that
burnt
was
out. Yeah.
that was a
Well,
turning point for me.
what was the issue for you on your burnout? Was it too much business without the right systems in place to be able to manage the business? Was it not
Absolutely.
enough time? I mean,
Absolutely.
so what did you set out to solve?
Right.
You're now
So
teaching others.
so the challenge for me was that I had the idea, right? Which perfect idea, right? But I didn't think it all the way through,
Mm.
which is why I now teach vision, right?
Right.
I
Right. You
teach
were doing all the
strategy.
work. All the work.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Great idea, but I didn't build a team. Now, after that, I built a team, which is how I got to the 15 grand a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, by the way, with 15, are you hearing me? My internet looks kind of sketchy.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, great. At 15,000 a month, here's the thing now. Remember, I was driving 15 hours a day, right? Driving 15 hours a day, falling asleep behind the wheel, right? With the team, it doubled my revenue, number one,
Yeah.
right? But here's the trick now. I wasn't doing that work.
Yes.
And net to me, so that was 15,000 revenue, right? Net to me, if I remember correctly, was 8 grand, maybe 9.
Mm-hmm.
The rest was paying the team, and I wasn't on the road anymore.
Right. And you
get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I totally get it. You know, this is up my alley.
Up
And
straight up, yeah.
Yeah, you know, this is exactly what I talk about too. I mean, but it's, I know you have a slightly different perspective because mine is more, I think, tactical. Yours is more mindset driven.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
Yeah, mine is more the tactical piece of it. But yeah, no, I totally get that. And I think you know, it allows you to pick and choose the people you want to work with, the people that complement and not complicate, and let your team have all the others, right? And you get to choose what you're doing. You know, I've got a client who has a bakery, and he's making 250 cakes a month, delivering the cakes, taking the orders, decorating the cakes, baking
Hell
the
no.
But this was going on for 10 years. And every time I saw him, I have this thing called Finder, Minder, Grinder. And every time I saw him, he's like, Minder, Grinder, Finder, Minder, Grinder. And I go, you don't even have it right. You have to have it in the right order. And he go, I know, Jen, one day. Well, last year, he spent a full year with me in my mastermind. And I said, well, how many cakes are you making now? He goes, we're making 450 cakes.
I know he was going to say 500.
How many are you making? And he goes, maybe 5 because I want to. You know, and
I like that.
that's what this is how do you, you know, and there's so many people, I can speak to the real estate, you know, and mortgage piece to this. There's so many people say, yeah, the only reason you're really, really successful is you have a team. Exactly. Yes.
Yes. So
Right?
here's the thing. So let me speak to the realtors of the world, right? This is good stuff. This is good stuff, y'all. This is good stuff. Because here's the thing, Jen, and if you remember this, whenever you ask realtors why they come into the business, what do they tell you?
Freedom. Sky's the limit for money. There's also a floor.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they also say, because I want to help people. So free, and I want to help people. Right.
Right.
That's where the mindset gets to shift right away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because what most realtors do is create a job for themselves. They're not creating freedom.
A business.
Right.
And they're not creating a business. Yeah.
And they're not creating a business. So that's where the head gets to change going in. Because if you listen, I've been doing this for 22 years. I am telling you, there is no way I could be selling real estate in New York, living in Dallas, if I had that mindset.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah. And I call it letting go to grow. You got to let go of some of
Yes.
these things to grow,
Yeah.
Knowing how to
It's a powerful, it's all about, so you talk about leveraging systems. It's the same thing, but you're just leveraging yourself to the point where you're allowing other people to pour into you by helping you on your team. It's a whole, because you working so hard.
Yeah, you can't be doing, look, the great Les
everything.
Brown says, if you do what's easy, your life will be hard. If you want to superficially do everything, your life's going to be, and if you do what's hard, your life will be easy. Where people get this wrong is, I'll just work hard. I'm going to work for hours and hours and hours, and I'm going to do it all myself, and I can't give it to anybody. And they hold on to this baton instead of having a relay race, right? It's a baton and running the laps and running the laps and running the laps, right? And what I learned speaking with Les Brown and Les Brown Jr. is it's doing the hard work for a short time. So that it can be easy.
Bigger results. Yeah.
Right. And so you've got to have that mindset shift, and then you have to have the mechanics to support it. So I love that. And I know that you talk about leveraging your time and your resources and whatnot, but I want to talk about the number one mindset shift that someone needs to break through any income barrier that they're at, no matter where they're at, whatever level it is. Maybe it's no income, and I just need that mind shift to get some income. Talk about that.
Number one mindset shift. Well, there's so many. So let me think about the main one. Yeah, and the reason I say that, Jen, is because most people are in, I know I was there, right? I'm in a money conversation that was taught to me by my mom. And that's a scarcity conversation, right? So a lot of people are there, and they're thinking that you know what the answer just came to share with the audience. Jim Rohn talks about, is it Jim Rohn or Zig Ziglar? One of them. He says, if you help more people get what they want, you will get what you want.
I think that's Zig Ziglar. Yeah.
I think that's Zig.
Yeah.
So if you think about your life like that, and think about, how can I help as many people as possible without killing myself?
Yeah.
That's a mindset shift right away. Because if your intention is to help a lot of people to become homeowners, let's say we're talking to realtors, if your intention is to help a lot of people to become homeowners, right? You have to know going out the gates that you cannot do it on your own.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
You can't do it on your own. So how do you do? And it's such a subtle, the word prison. It's such a subtle prison, right? Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you look at your life outside of real estate, if you look at your life outside of your store, outside of your coaching, outside of your speaking, if you look at your life and you say to yourself, how many people am I helping in my world? Right? Just look at it to see how many people you're helping in your world, and what is the cost of you doing it all on your own to help all those people.
Yeah.
Whether it's you're in a marriage, I was in one, believe me, I am not speaking to you from the ivory tower. I've been there.
Right.
I was doing everything for everybody.
Yeah.
Everything for everybody. But you cannot win on your own.
Yeah.
It's
think you,
that mindset shift is shifting your mindset
well,
to
I think
say
it's in everything. It's not even in business. You can't win in life on your own. You
life.
need a
Exactly.
community, right? You can't just, it's
Yes.
just, to business. You know, I think there's a couple, oh my gosh, there's so many things I want to talk about. And so I'm having a hard, I should have been taking notes here just so I get my comments out that I wanted to. But let's talk about the team for a second, because you're saying helping.
Back to team.
I'm back on track, by the way. So, helping the team, like when well, first I want to talk about this. How many people do you want to help? One of the things that my husband and I did when we were in the mortgage business, and I still do it now, when I'm doing my planning, I don't talk about making 500,000, $1 million. I don't talk about that. As a coach, and a mentor, you would think that I talk about what's your goal number, and I do. However, I'm kind of like, okay, so that's what you're going to do. The problem with goals is that if I say I'm going to make 500,000, let's just say, but let's convert this. I always said, it's not how much money I want to make, it's how many families I want to serve, right? How many families I want to serve. So if I want to serve 100 families this year, or 100 clients, or 100 vendors, whatever your business is, and I want to serve 100 of them, and June ends and you have 70, human nature is to say, well, I only have 30 left to go to get to my financial goal. But if you can do 70 by June, why wouldn't you do 80 or 90 the second half of the year and exceed the goals? Right. So I think people get very short-sighted on this. That's one thing. The second thing, because you said, how many people do you want to serve? The second thing is looking behind us, and how many people do we want to serve on our team?
Mm-hmm. Because you're serving the team. Yes.
You're totally serving the team. So making sure that our strategies are forward and behind. I don't want to say backward thinking. It's just behind us, the support mechanism behind that. So how do you leverage your team? How do you, let's speak to the leveraging of teams, and kind of some philosophies around your thoughts on how to leverage a team. Because I know a lot of people, this is the biggest thing. I hired a mini me and they were terrible. And we know that's not right. So let's talk. We know there's two things wrong with that, right?
Yeah. So for me, I use the principles that I've learned on my leadership journey, right? One of the strategies I actually use is I'm going to say personality profile, but it's a specific one that I use. And I teach my clients, because I've learned, and I was doing it unconsciously until I actually got the training that showed me what I was doing.
What you were doing, yeah.
Right? Yeah. That unconscious competent. So I use personality profiles when I'm hiring on the team. So once you know personality profiles, you know what their strengths are and you know what their weaknesses are, right?
Yes.
So that alone is going to support you in hiring the person on your team. And definitely you do not want your mirror, your match.
No, that's the problem. That's why you're not growing.
The game is leveraging your weaknesses, right? Like whatever you're good at, stay in your lane. Right? Stay in your lane. At least in the beginning, you can stay in your lane and leverage everything else that you don't like. For instance, I'll give you an example. I'm not a techie person.
I'm not either.
It's not that I can't do it.
Right.
But the amount of time it takes me to do build a website, y'all, no.
A funnel.
Not happening.
No.
It took me 5 years to build a website. Meanwhile, when I say to my assistant, who's been with me for over 2 years, Chrissy, I need this landing page and I need it in an hour.
Bing, bing, bing.
It's done.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So but I know who she is. She is an analyzer. She loves numbers. She loves tech. If I give her anything else to do, it takes 100 years.
Yeah. Well,
But
and when you give it to her, it has to be sequenced. I have one of those too, because I'm not that person, right?
mhm.
Step one, I need this and then that, and then this and then that. And do you have any questions? Let's make sure we're clear before you start executing.
Because if you don't do that, it's going to take her longer.
And guess
Because
what? We start finger pointing. Oh, they're terrible.
yeah, she needs that. That's who she is.
Yeah.
So when you're hiring, a lot of me, and I remember going back in my mind to corporate America. I used to be a controller in an advertising agency in the accounting department, right? And I remember once I learned this, and I'm like, oh, that's why. Because the people in my department, they
We're all
were
like,
not analyzers. They were promoters. Dude, turn on the music, they're off. Right?
right,
they,
right.
they're not going to focus on numbers, right? So once you know what you need, you got to know yourself first. That's number one.
Oh,
let me
yeah.
just let me just
Yeah, you have
backtrack.
to know your own
No,
personality trait. Yeah, no
you got to
question.
know your own personality traits.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
And then number two, based on your business and the systems that you're creating, then you're going to know, okay, if it's website, you need somebody who's detail oriented, right? You need somebody who can write copy. You need somebody, right? You get what I'm
Creative.
saying? It's creative. And if that person does not have the traits, do not give them the job because
Yeah.
you're asking for help.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so this brings up another point too that I want your perspective on as well, is that a lot of business owners, especially when they're brand new, and obviously if you've been around the block, perhaps you know this. By the way, I know I have clients that do $17 million a year high level, and they don't know this either.
Mhm.
Right? So it does happen. But
Okay.
the tendency, and I just lost my train of thought again, doggone it. And by the way, Lorna, just so you know, I don't edit these podcasts. We never do.
I love it.
Everybody's just laughing and they're going, oh God, here she goes again.
Okay, so let me remind you, we're talking about leveraging, knowing who you are and who they are, so you don't put them in the
So,
wrong
the
position.
tendency is we get to amass, and here I'm holding up my phone if you're not watching this, but when we get down, like I'm at 43% right now, and I'm like, I need to charge.
George.
I need to charge. I'm at 43. Who has a key? Right? I need to charge. We have a tendency as business owners to go all the way down to zero and then do a panic hire.
Yeah.
I just need a person. I need a person who can just do this.
Yeah.
Versus determining what the roles are that you want to fill and always having your binoculars and antennas out to fill that role.
Yeah. This is so good.
That. Yeah. Speak to that. We started saying something.
It's actually perfect because I'm just starting out. I see a need in our business, in our industry. Yes, there are a lot of VA companies, but I am building a service, not for everybody. It's not a big thing. It's not it's a big idea, but it's not a big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I want to build an agency that has the traits I just shared with you, right? Meaning,
right.
That if you come to me, Jen, and you say, hey, I have these things that I need done. Do you have a virtual assistant to support me with this? My virtual assistant is already vetted. I know the personality, I know their strengths, I know their expertise. And when you get connected to that virtual assistant, shoot, I have a meeting. When you get connected to that virtual assistant, they're already trained by me and their manager on how to communicate with you based on who you are, right? So what we're creating is synergy between the person who the VA is working for and their business, so that the connection is there. You're sharing the vision with,
A plug and play. Really,
yes, it's really a plug and play.
Yeah.
So really
plug and play virtual assistant agency. You just go ahead and write that down. Go trademark it. You better go trademark it.
So you can go get it. No.
You better go
Yeah,
trademark it.
well, you don't know me, right?
No,
When I come
I've
off of this talk,
said plug and play for years. It's no problem.
so my point is that, like really zoning in on the tasks that you require within the business for the person to do, and really making sure that that is their wheelhouse. Test
Yeah.
them. So the reason why I shared that agency with you is because we're in the process of doing that right now. So a few VAs will be assigned the same task, and each of them have to present, and then we look at, one, the quality of their product,
Yeah.
but two, how they showed up, how they created the product,
Were
what's
they
their
late?
energy, were they late,
Late on
what's their
delivery.
energy on the Zoom. I mean,
Yeah.
it's down all the way, right? So that's how people need to hire nowadays. Because here's the thing, I'm not going to get a client who is really high energy and assign a VA who is like the total opposite.
Or detail
That one.
oriented. Yeah. And
No, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
That's not.
No. Yeah.
Anyway,
No, it's
so
like
I just
oil
wanted
and
to share that.
water. No, and I totally agree with you. You know, it's funny. My son, you know, who has a Inc. 500 company, his own company, he hires people from Fiverr. It's the most hilarious thing. This is like a little insider tip. You know, here he's got, you know, a company worth $400 million. And what he does is he says, hey, I need a gig. I'm going to use this example. I need a spreadsheet with this, that, and the other that requires this, that, and the other research. And I want it done by 2/22 tomorrow. By
Specific.
2/22. He's very specific, right? By 2/22. And, you know, I'm analyzing a lot of people who are doing it. So now these people know that they're competing. So you get the guy who does it quick and makes mistakes. You get a perfectionist who delivers the best product 2 days later.
I'm gonna share you.
Right?
Can I share it?
Yeah, but go ahead, because that's how he hires. He's like, okay, so this is how I'm gonna hire.
Yeah, and I can see exactly why he's doing that. Because if you listen to your language, that's the other thing I teach in my my clients, right? Because people don't listen to themselves when they speak. Sometimes I don't either, but I listen a lot. So you use some language right there when he placed the order on Fiverr.
Yeah.
A smart, intelligent, detail-oriented person on Fiverr would read exactly who your son is.
Yes.
Language. Your son is an analyzer. He's detail-oriented. He's specific. The only person who is going to pick that up is that person who is an analyzer.
Like, yummy. This sounds great. And I'm going, pass. Pass.
Right? Yeah. Right? So that's a tip right there, right? Like even your language that you speak to an ad or on the phone or on a Zoom or whatever, you're always locating yourself with your language. So I would have picked that up right away, just because you first word was specific.
Totally he is. Yeah. And I don't know if you use Myers-Briggs or some other system, you know, I tend to lean into DISC, but he's a total C.
Yep. That's an analyzer. Absolutely.
I mean, he's definitely a D. He's very driven, but he's a C. He's not an I. He doesn't like people. He thinks they're all stupid. So, and he tells me that all the time. He's like, why are you talking to that person? They're so stupid. I go, did I raise you? I don't know who raised you, because I don't know where that comes from, right? Well, I'll tell you, Lorna, it's just been so fun. I mean, we could dig deeper and deeper and deeper, but I know we have a link for everyone to go get a gift from you where they can go deeper on two of these 5 things that I shouldn't say that. You have 5 things. We went a little deep on 2 of them. And you know, one is your mindset and one is leveraging your team. And you know, there's so much more to give to everybody. So the best place for someone to connect with you, we've got all your links. Don't worry about it. We got all those links. The best place for someone to connect.
You know, the best place for somebody to connect with me is via email, honestly, because I check my email. I'm one of those who check my email and I clean out all the ones that are junk.
Yeah.
I'm learning to do that. That's the analyzer kicking in. By the way, you can train yourself to be another personality. So my email address.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's painful, but you can. So we'll put your email address in the notes as well. Yeah.
Yes.
And the only reason why I was saying that is I used to be a heavy D and I would steamroll everybody.
Yeah.
Them,
Me
and I
too,
was
girl.
an underwriter, by the way. I was an underwriter, so I was a heavy C. Now I have that systematic part of me, but it just slit my throat if I have to analyze anything. Do I have to read the paragraph? Do I even have to read the paragraph? Can someone read the paragraph for me? Right. So I always tell Siri, read the paragraph, right? I am definitely a high I. I'm all about the people, all about the people. And that was a struggle that I had is I didn't want to talk to paper. I wanted to talk to people. And that took me out of there. And I knew, ooh, this is where I need to be. But guess what? My D's toned down. I'm not, steamrolling people and going, oh, sorry, you didn't mean to do that. I just don't steamroll like I used to. Still very driven. Yeah. But I think some of that's maturity. Your personality traits will change with maturity as well. Even if someone doesn't think I'm mature at 61. So, Lorna, thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate it. What a pleasure. And I can't wait I want you to speak on one of my events too. So we're going to work that out. But what would you like to leave someone who's a business owner? Maybe someone's listening who's a realtor or something else, but a business owner. What would you like to leave them with? A quote, a mantra, something that's just laying on your heart right now so that they can take the action to start leveraging their team, changing their mindset to accelerate their business?
Think big. However, think big in terms of mission. Your life is bigger than you. And when you lean into that, so much more is going to open up for you because it's so much more out there that's possible. And when you show up in a big way, you allow other people to show up big, and the impact, the ripple effect of that is exponential.
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi didn't know that, when he died, that we were going to be still talking about him. He didn't know that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's like the difference between caving in and being small and being big and saying, here I am, I'm here to serve, I'm here to make that change in the world. I absolutely love that. We're meant for so much more than what we could ever possibly imagine. So that's so profound, so beautifully stated. Thank you again so much, Lorna, for being on the show. I really appreciate it. And thank you all listening in. And if our edit was a little wonky, thanks for bearing with us. I appreciate that. And this is a perfect opportunity to give us a great 5-star rating for dealing with all this, right? We just had a little thunderstorm, and give us a great 5-star rating and write something beautiful about what you learned from Lorna today, and hop on over to YouTube and don't forget to subscribe. We love having you in our community. And with that, we will catch you on the next episode.
Thanks, Jen. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching.
Thanks for listening to Mortgage Lending Mastery. Be sure to subscribe to hear more sales tips, ideas, strategies, and tactics to help you with your personal and professional growth to multiply your results in record time. And if you like what we're doing, don't forget to give us a rating and review so we can continue to bring you the best content possible. Wanting more beyond the podcast? Join our Mortgage Lending Mastery membership community, where you will find extended interviews with our favorite guests, weekly training, tips, and insider secrets, fireside chats with Jen, free content, meet, share, and collaborate with other members, and so much more. Click the link in the show notes to learn more about this exclusive content. Mortgage Lending Mastery is an Industry Syndicate charter podcast. Industry Syndicate is the first podcast network specifically for the mortgage and real estate industries. Get the Industry Syndicate app in the App Store or Google Play today.